Hello guys, welcome to this very special video. The title is correct. I did turn 30 years old today. And I know you're probably watching this and cannot believe your eyes. You're probably thinking, oh my god, 30? He doesn't look a day over 23. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You are very kind. And I agree. But yeah, the sad reality is I'm 30. It's the age when people start worrying about having kids, buying houses, reaching the peak of their careers, and let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes for myself. Anyway, I decided to do a little Q&A for this date. I have asked my members on YouTube if you guys have any questions you would like to ask me that I can answer, something that we don't usually talk in the regular videos. I thought it could help us know each other a little bit better. Well, at least for you to know me a little bit better, since we're probably going to be stuck here for a while. So might as well get some things on the table. So I selected a couple questions from you guys that seem to be the most popular questions that get a lot of upvotes. I did also select the questions that I thought would be interesting to talk about. Some questions, if I didn't select your question, most likely I just didn't have a good answer for it. Like some things I just don't have a good answer for. So no hard feelings if your question is not here. I think these questions should cover most of the things people want to know. So let's jump straight into it with the first question. What's your main reason for becoming a content creator? If you weren't doing this, what would it be? It's a very interesting question. I wouldn't say I had a reason, to be honest. I've never planned it. It's not like one day I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna be a content creator today. So let me tell you a short story about how my journey on YouTube began. And some people know this, but for some people it might be news. This is not my first channel, and this is not my only channel. I do have another channel that's called Star and Sky that I have started in 2015, which is almost 9 years ago. That's how long I've been on YouTube. And basically that channel is mainly for a game that's called Mortal Kombat Mobile. I know, crazy. I play cozy, nice little games on one channel and violent fighting games on the other. To be fair, the mobile version is not that violent. It's a pretty cool fighting game. Anyway, I just started playing that game and I liked it a lot, and I just wanted to share. Like I started learning things about it. It was one of the first game of its genre, and I just wanted to share it with somebody. I had some cool gameplay, some cool tips and tricks I thought could be helpful with other people, and I just recorded a couple videos and uploaded them to YouTube, and nothing much happened because at the beginning people didn't really care that much. I did get some views, some comments, and it's just such a cool feeling to see something that you put out there, the content you put on the YouTube, just getting attention from people, and you starting to have these conversations, starting to interact with the viewers, and it's just addictive feeling. And I thought, okay, this is cool. Let me upload another video, and then another video, and slowly but surely I started realizing that this can actually, I could actually potentially have this as my job in the future. And it took a long time to being able to even make any kind of income from it. In my opinion, if you're starting YouTube, you will not succeed if you start it for money. There is no money in it for a long time. For a long time after you start, it's going to take a lot of work and dedication to grow your channel to the point where it can start bringing any substantial income. So my advice, if somebody is considering content creation, definitely do not quit your main job for it, because you never know. You could technically blow up overnight, but most likely it's going to take long time of hard work and dedication. So long story short, I've been doing this for 9 years, and about 2 years ago, I started this channel as my second channel. I've been playing all kinds of games. I played New World, I played V-Rising, I played... what else did I play on this channel? Valheim. All super cool games that I like a lot. And then I read a news article about Disney Dreamlight Valley. And it seemed like a very cool game. I like Disney. I'm a huge fan of a lot of Disney universes. I grew up with Disney, and I just want to check it out. I also like farming sims. I like games where you need to grind and build and evolve. And yeah, I tried it. I made a few videos on it. And I just stuck to it because I enjoyed the game a lot, and I could see that people enjoyed my content. It was no-brainer. Wait, what was the question? I think I got a little bit on a tangent. Anyway, this is the point of the video, to share my story, or at least some aspects of it. What was the question again? Main reason. So yeah, basically the short answer is there was no reason. It just happened. I just started uploading videos, and years after years, until I realized, oh, I'm a content creator now. That's pretty crazy. If you weren't doing this, what would it be? Okay, this is a good question. So I feel like there's a lot of questions that are very similar, so I'm gonna answer this in detail so I can skip over certain aspects of other questions we're gonna have later, because they intersect quite a bit. So before I started doing YouTube, I was a software developer, mostly websites. I did make a couple of games on my own, and mostly I've been doing freelance work. So I've been working with some clients where I would maintain their websites or add new features or just find some small projects online. I never worked for like a company or anything. It's mostly just small freelance work. And if I didn't have YouTube, I would probably be still doing that because I enjoyed a lot. I have a passion for creating code. I don't know, it's just fun to me. Code, games, games are also made out of code. And I really want to create my own game in the future. And right now I just don't have time to dedicate to it, but hopefully at some point in the future, I'll be able to work on my own project. I just want to make a game from start to finish and release it into the world, and hopefully it becomes successful. Who knows? If you stick around long enough, maybe you'll be able to witness it. All right, let's move to the next question. I think it was a very, very solid reply. Does your wife enjoy playing games? I started gaming so much more after I got married and started playing with my husband. It has brought us together even though we don't often play the same games. We enjoy the downtime together. Nice question, Amanda. And my answer is unfortunately no. No, my wife is not a gamer. She's probably the furthest from a gamer you can find. She doesn't play any kind of games. Even though when she was a kid, as far as I know, she used to play some mobile games when she was in school. She played some PlayStation games, some console games when she was a kid. But right now, she is very busy. She's a teacher, so she basically works all the time. She comes home exhausted, and she still needs to prepare stuff, like grade some work, prepare lessons for the next day. And there's just not enough time for gaming. But I think maybe in the future, where hopefully we have, I don't want to say when we retire, but like maybe she just started as a teacher, so it's the first years are the toughest. Maybe in a couple of years she'll have a little bit more free time. Maybe I'll have a little bit more stable schedule where I don't work 80 hours a week. Maybe we can carve out some time to game together. I don't think it's out of the possibility. She doesn't hate gaming, but I think the main reason she doesn't game is just she likes outside. She likes going outside. If she has free time, she just, let's go outside. Let's go do something. So that's been taking a priority, but I would definitely be open to doing some gaming in the future together. Let's see, question number 3. What do you enjoy doing when you're not playing video games, making YouTube content? Do you have other hobbies? Okay, a lot of people ask this. So let's go through it. What do I enjoy doing when I'm not playing video games, and what are my hobbies? Well, right now, the thing I do the most when I'm not working on a video or playing games is going to gym. I don't know if you've seen the video I made this summer when I basically went on a weight loss journey. In case you're curious, I didn't reach my goal, but I did make a pretty good progress. I will update you on the Discord channel soon. There's a special channel for it, but I definitely, I genuinely enjoy working out. I'm not trying to get as big as possible. I mostly work out to maintain the muscles that I have and to just keep active, because exercise is good for your mental state. It's good for your physical state. It keeps me energized, which sounds counterintuitive, but honestly, when I didn't work out, there's been a few years when I just completely stopped working out. I gained a lot of weight, and I felt very low energy, didn't feel motivated most of the time, but working out helps with it. It doesn't have to be heavy, just doing some cardio, maybe working with some light dumbbells, any kind of movement, any kind of exercise is extremely helpful mostly for mental state. At least for me, it's really fun for me. Other things, there's not much, honestly. I actually try to figure out how many hours a week I'm actually spending on working on YouTube, and it is bad. I don't know if I can keep this up for a long time. I gotta figure something out. But I pretty much noticed I work almost every single waking hour. If it's even in the gym, I always think about what video to make. I read comments in between sets. I feel like I'm just working all the time, so there's not much time left for anything else. I would watch some movie occasionally, maybe on the weekend with my wife, or go out, do something like go to the park, go shopping. I like shopping, like grocery shopping, finding the best deals. I basically, my favorite stores are Aldi, Stop and Shop, and Costco, and those three cover most of my shopping, and I know exactly which store has the best deals for what at every given week, and I can basically make a route between all the stores and pick up all the stuff that I need at the best prices. That just brings me a lot of joy. That's probably my third biggest hobby, is couponing, searching for discounts, and getting good deals on shopping. All right, let's get question number 4. If you could have a dinner party with 6 celebrities, dead or alive, who would you choose? Okay, now this question, I honestly didn't know how to answer it, so I kind of considered skipping it, but it did get 12 upvotes, so it seems like a lot of people want to know this. It's a really tough one, because I just don't know a lot of celebrities. Most of the time, people talk about certain celebrities, I'm like, who that? I have no idea who that is. I'm kind of person who barely ever watches news. My main and probably only source of news is certain YouTube channels that sometimes would cover if there is something big going on. For example, I do enjoy watching Charlie, Penguin Zero. I would love to meet him in person, mostly because he's very short, so will make me feel good about myself. Just kidding. There's a few YouTubers I watch and I would love to meet and talk to them, mostly because it's just something that I do all the time. So I'm curious to see, to have a conversation, to have a chat about what's their side, how does it feel for them? Maybe they can give me some tips, some pointers. I would love to meet PewDiePie. I think he's pretty cool. I haven't been watching his content lately, but I used to watch him a lot, and I think he's a great guy. Who else? Liam Lush. I don't know if you heard about this guy, but he is He's pretty hilarious. I watch his videos all the time, so wouldn't mind sitting for dinner as well. Who else? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I just don't know many celebrities. Who do you think I should meet? You get to pick the remaining 3 in the comments. Tell me your opinions in the comments. I'm gonna move to the next question because this video is going to be extremely, extremely long. Number 5. Did I forget to make a question 5? I literally don't have a 5. Oh, I just skipped over 5. Okay, great. Question 6. What games did you play most growing up? What gaming systems did you have as a kid? Okay, that's a good question. So, my childhood, I did have one console. It was in NES, the one that used cartridges. And my favorite game that I used to play with my grandfather was Tanks or Battle City. That game is so much fun. If you haven't played it, you can probably find the emulator to play it. It's just so much fun. I mean, it was fun for me when I was a kid. Other games that I used to play was Mortal Kombat. Also, like me and my grandfather were playing like one of the first Mortal Kombat versions. I was a huge fan of things like Tetris. I liked playing Magic. I forgot the name of the game. Jewels. Something about Jewels. Basically, like it had blocks of 3 crystals falling down, and you had to rearrange them and like destroy lines and stuff. It was like kind of like Tetris, but it had like a nice music, super cool music, and it had like the Statue of Liberty on the right. It was so much fun. I don't know. What else did I play? I played pretty much a little bit of everything. Battletoads. Oh my god, I felt so dumb editing this video. I completely forgot all the Disney games I played. I fully completed DuckTales, Chip and Dale, Aladdin, Jungle Book, and Tom and Jerry were some of my favorite NES games, and I completed them all multiple times. But that was like a very early stage. Once I got a computer, the first game, okay, this is fun. The first game I've ever played on my PC, when I got my first PC, when I went to college. I did not have a computer before I went to college, which is crazy. Okay, no, to be fair, I had a computer around when I went to high school, but I did not have internet. My grandpa refused to get internet until I went to college because he didn't trust me in the internet, you know, growing boy and stuff. Well, that's ridiculous. Honestly, I feel like internet would be so useful in high school. But anyway, to be fair, I didn't have a phone until high school either. So, yep. For nowadays, for younger generation, it's like they born into all of this technology, and I feel like I'm old enough to be in the camp of people who did not grow up with all this technology. I'm feeling kind of lucky that I was watching movies in VHS when I was a kid, and like DVDs didn't come until I was in like middle school, high school, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad I was around for that era. So the first game I've ever played on PC was Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban. And that game, to this day, is probably my favorite Harry Potter game of all times. Probably because it was the first game I've ever played. It is incredible. If you haven't played it, highly recommend. It's gonna be really hard to run it. Like I tried playing it again a couple years ago, but I just couldn't find a way to run it because it's such an old game. I had a CD with the game on it, and I would put it in my computer, and I would play it from the disc. It was so much fun. Later, I started playing Sims 1, Making Magic. One of the best Sims game of all times. I have hundreds of hours in it. Then, of course, Sims 2. Sims 2, I have hundreds of hours in it. What else would I play? I would still play certain NES games on an emulator when I had PC because it's just something me and my grandfather used to do. So that was very nostalgic for us. So we still did it even on PC. We played some pool games. yeah, that was mostly it. Harry Potter games. I eventually got all of them, but none of them ever was. I think Order of the Phoenix was actually, I would say, as good as Prisoner of Azkaban because it was a huge generational leap. Yeah, so Sims 1, Sims 2. Now, well, I guess if you're curious what games I play, there's another questions about the games that I play now. But yeah, those would be the games in my childhood. Oh, GTA Liberty City, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas. My favorite GTA games of all times is Vice City. I played this game so much. And my favorite thing to do was to be a taxi driver because I learned the entire city layout. And whenever somebody comes in, I just hear where they need to go, and I never even need to look at the map. I would for fun just cover the map, and I would just go by memory, and I could go from any place to any place like this. And also, I like being a policeman when you upgrade, when you catch criminals, you level up, and then at a certain point you get a tank, and the tank, if it goes over the car, it explodes it. I don't know. Most of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It's a cozy channel. I don't know how many of you have even played GTA Vice City. Let me know in the comments if you have fond memories from there as well. All right, I'm gonna move on. I spent a long time on this question. Question number 7. If it isn't too private of a topic, I've always been curious what reasons or story or why people decide to move to the US. Like, was it for work, school, family, traveling, but ended up staying, war, safety, etc. Okay, this is a good question, and this is the most upvoted question that I've got. So I feel like this is the question people want to get the answer the most. Now, I can't speak for everybody, so I don't know why most people try to move to the US. I'm sure everybody would probably have a different reason. For me personally, it was mostly because well, first of all, the war. The Russia basically invaded Crimea at that time, and the things were just not looking too good for the country. But also, there's just not much opportunities in Ukraine. I studied for software engineer for 4 years. I got my bachelor degree, and there's just it's incredibly difficult to find work, and especially in something like this, there's just way more opportunities for my line of work here in US, especially in New York. Funny thing that I've never actually got to work. I did work online, but technically I could have done freelance work from Ukraine as well. But it was a lot of things combined. When I initially came here, I came on a student visa because I wanted. I went to English school to study English, but I had pretty good English before. But I remember first time I came to US, I went to McDonald's and I wanted to get an ice cream cone, and I would say, "Can I have an ice cream cone?" And they would like, "What?" I say, "An ice cream cone." I don't know how can you butcher the words ice cream cone, but they wouldn't understand me, and I would get so frustrated. Like, I know what I'm saying. Why don't you understand me? I had probably pretty bad accent, but I always liked watching shows and movies in English, even back in Ukraine. So I think I had a pretty decent knowledge coming into US, but definitely being here helps a lot with developing the speech patterns to like make your accent less noticeable and to get people to actually understand you. I know my English is not perfect by any means, even still, but I definitely made a lot of progress in about 10 years that I've been living in US. Maybe one day it will completely disappear. I don't know. I'm sure if I train for it, if I like specially work on reducing my accent and practice, it would probably disappear completely. But maybe I don't want it to disappear. A lot of people complimented me. They like the accent. They like people who sound a little bit different. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's actually a good thing. Okay, I got far away from the question. So yeah, basically the main reasons for me were it's just not safe. First of all, it's really not, like, the living conditions in Ukraine are really not that great, especially if you're not, like, in the capital. I'm sure it's fine, kinda, but I'm from the small city. I don't know if you probably seen it in the news. It's called Kherson. It's literally right now one of the hottest zones in Ukraine. It's being bombed daily. I talked to my family that I have left in there, and they just live in fear every day. So I'm like, I had no idea, like, that it would escalate to this point, but I'm kind of glad I got out when I did, because it's complete insanity that's going on there right now. And the lack of opportunities. I know people who have master's degrees that are making $100-$200 a month working at, like, teachers, professors. It's really hard to find a job, or find a job that's like any. If you have, like, a nice degree that you worked on, it's really hard to put it to good use. A lot of people just end up working as cashiers or selling stuff on the bazaar, stuff like that. It's just tough. The quality of life is low, so a lot of people resort to crime. Everything is corrupt. That's, like, huge. Corruption was absolutely insane in Ukraine, and especially in my city. Like, I know at least 5 people from our class in college that literally paid their way through the college, and it's out on the open. They would just come to the teacher, give them, like, they would put money inside their work, and they get an A. They didn't even have to study or anything. You can pay pretty much any official for any occasion to get things done. It's just ridiculous. And people who have connections, they can have anything done. I've had, like, there's just some crazy stories. I don't want to go into it. It just doesn't feel safe to be there. And when I first visited US, it was when I was still in college. I went to work and travel program. It's where you go into US for the whole summer, and you get to work some minimum wage job for some company for a whole summer, and then you go back to your country. So I was working in a hotel in Texas, and then I transferred to the restaurant. It was like a barbecue. I forgot the name of it. Something with the ribs and sausages and stuff. Basically, like a barbecue restaurant. And I was working for about $5.50 an hour, I think. Well, it was like 10 years ago, so I guess the minimum wage did go up since then. But it was just incredible experience. I just loved the people here. It was shock for me for a few days how open and nice most of the people were. When I just came to the US for the first time, I didn't know where to go. And a random lady on the street, she just came to me and asked, you look like you're lost. Do you need help to find something? I was like, why would you want to help just a random person? Like, it was such a weird concept to me. Where I come from, people are closed off. They're just minding their own business, and they're just trying to survive. They have enough of problems of their own. It's seeing, like, kindness like that, it's just very rare. So I just instantly fell in love with the culture. And if you're gonna ask me if I miss Ukraine, I would say no. I feel at home here. I don't know. I feel like I found my place. I'm not talking about New York specifically. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay here for a long time, but like just US in general is I just like it here. It feels like home. Anyway, I don't know if I answered your question, but There's a lot of stories. I don't know. Maybe I'll make another video in the future about some crazy stories and experiences that I had while working in Texas. That was a lot of fun stuff. But I think it's gonna make this video way too long. Let's move on. Question number 8. What's your favorite video game of all times and why? I thought about this. I came prepared. And my answer is Oxygen Not Included. I don't know. You probably didn't hear about this game. It's a very small game. You might have heard about the game Don't Starve. That is the same company that made the game Oxygen Not Included. That's their biggest hit. Oxygen Not Included, I feel like it's a little bit more niche game. Why I like it so much, I probably have the most hours in this game that I have in any other game, and I literally played it a couple days ago. Just when I have a little bit of free time and I want to play some game that is not for any of my channels, that's most of the time it's my go-to game. I can first of all, it's fully procedurally generated worlds. Every time you start a new game, you're gonna have completely different experience. This is my favorite kind of games where it has intense, like insane amount of replayability. You can play 1,000 times, and every single time you play it, it's gonna feel different. It has science. It has liquids physics, gas physics, temperature, pressure. Like the different crops require different atmosphere. They require different temperatures, different irrigation. There's lots of liquids you have to pump with pipes. Gases, you have to cool places down, you have to heat some places up to keep the whole thing going. It's like a colony simulation game, and I don't know, I just have fun with it. It's just so much fun for me. I know it's not for everybody. I'm a huge nerd, but if you would ask me to find one game that I think is my favorite game of all times, it's going to be Oxygen Not Included. Let me know if you want me to play it on the channel maybe once. Maybe I'll do a stream to introduce you to the game. But the rules are you gotta be a nerd too. I think you gotta be a nerd to enjoy this game. All right, let's move to question number 9. Did you have a conventional job or education for a certain job prior to YouTube? So I partially answered this question already. I did study. I have a bachelor degree in computer science and software engineering. So I definitely made a fair share of websites, and I do have experience in web development and slightly less experience in game development. So basically web development was my job, but game development was always my passion. I have a few games on Android in Play Store. None of them did well. Well, one of them actually did pretty good. It got like 100,000 installs, but I kind of stopped making games a while ago because it just requires a lot of time and does not bring any income, because you need to have like really active game in order to have solid income from it. So maybe I'll revisit it in the future. I really hope so. That's the thing I want to do in the future for sure, is develop games. I like playing them, but I also like making them. Conventional job, if you're talking about 9 to 5, I guess you could count the summer that I spent in Texas when I was working in a hotel as I worked everywhere. Laundry, cleaning rooms, cleaning the outside, like hallways and stuff. And then in the restaurant, washing dishes and doing some simple prep for bussing tables, stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably my only experience with a conventional job. After that, I only had online jobs, like freelance, prior to YouTube. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So my education did come handy a little bit, but I never made a career out of it per se, because technically I never had a conventional job where I could climb the career ladder. I just did projects here and there to keep me afloat, pretty much. Question number 10. What made you decide to be a content creator and why? So this question is very similar, the question from Dara, to the first one. So once again, I did not decide, but once I started uploading content, I just enjoyed it a lot, and I hope that I'm good at it. I don't know, I guess I did manage to build 2 successful channels. Well, for everybody, the definition of success is going to be different, but for me personally, I feel like both of the channels were successful. So I guess it's not just luck. I must be good at it because I managed to do it twice, and yeah, and I enjoy it, and I hope to keep doing this for a long time. There's another question that's gonna touch on this as well. So let's move to question 11. What music do you enjoy listening to? Okay, this question I was gonna skip as well because it's probably gonna be the most boring answer you will ever hear to this question. I just listen to everything. I don't have a favorite band. I don't have a favorite singer. I don't have a favorite song. I'm a very boring person when it comes to music. I would literally just turn on Spotify. I would click my daily or weekly suggestions, and I would just let Spotify play whatever it wants to play to me, and I wouldn't mind at all. There's a few genres that I don't gravitate to. There's a few genres, like there is no favorites, and there's not the ones that I hate. The way I see music most of the time is I play it on the background, so it's like something to occupy my mind, so I'm not in complete silence. But I'm not like super crazy audiophile person, whatever it's called, like people who like actually spend time listening to music, and that's the only thing they're doing. They're like put the headphones on and just like get into it. Like I'm not that kind of person. For me, music is mostly something to cancel out the silence. Pretty much. So yeah, super boring answer. I'm sorry, Flame G. Question number 12. What did you do before being a content creator? Can you afford doing this in full time? Any advice to anyone wanting to go that path? Okay, so I already answered the first part of this question, what I did before content creation. Can you afford doing it full time? Now, that's an interesting question. It's actually against YouTube terms of service to disclose your income, so I'm not going to give you any numbers, but in case you're curious, just in general, in 9 years since I started doing YouTube, I could probably survive just from the YouTube income the last 3 or 4 years. And that's not like, I know there's YouTubers who can afford huge mansions and fancy cars. Definitely not that kind of YouTuber, but I guess I can, considering now that I'm married and my wife also has a job, like both of our incomes does make it better. Would I be able to survive on my own just from YouTube right now? Survive? Yes. Would it be a comfortable life? Probably not. Honestly, it's the thing about YouTube, it goes like some months are really good. Like for example, if there's a game update, if there's a lot of interest in the games that I play in any particular months, and my videos get extra views, then those months could be really good. But then certain months, it's when the videos get very low views, or for example, January and February usually have the worst ads, CPM, which basically means advertisers are not willing to pay a lot of money in January and February for ads on anybody's videos because it's the end of the year. Basically, all the holidays are over. They spent all their budgets during holidays. So yeah, January and February definitely some of the worst months on YouTube income-wise. And if that aligns with the games not doing too good that I'm playing right now, it can be a very bad month. So Honestly, even this December wasn't this great. Like I'm surprised because we did get like the biggest update of all times in Disney Dreamlight Valley in December. But also my first channel, my original Star and Sky channel, is dying. The game that I play there is very old, and the last update for that game was very underwhelming, and the content just going downhill. So I'm actually considering to just switching completely to just this channel, because I feel like if something doesn't turn around for the other channel, it's just not going to be worth my time at all. Plus the game is very old, so maybe if I find something new to play on this channel. But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to, if you're a gaming channel, to switch games that you play, because you build your whole audience usually around one game, and then when you want to branch out at some point in the future, nobody just watches the videos that are not on the game, your main game that you play. So that it's going to be really difficult. I'm very, very, very fortunate that I found Disney Dreamlight Valley and managed to build this amazing community around it, because if I only had my first channel right now, it would be, I would have to probably quit YouTube completely. But thank you so much, guys, for finding this channel, for subscribing it, and for making it possible for me to continue making content. You are absolute legends for it. Any advice to anyone wanting to go that path? So if you're considering becoming a content creator, a couple advice that I would give you is, number one, do not worry about money for a long time. If you're just starting out, I would say, I mean, it depends on your niche, but probably first 6 to 12 months, you are not gonna make it. Like, don't even look at it, because it can be very discouraging when you spend hours making a video and then like you look at it and it made like 2 cents. That's what it feels like for the first 6 to 12 months. It's not going to be much, and you have to find motivation in something else. You have to find motivation in actually making content. You have to enjoy it. The content creation, I don't know if you've seen, there's a lot of YouTubers that are quitting, like big YouTubers that's been around for a long time. They're quitting YouTube lately, especially a lot, like huge creators with tens of millions of subscribers, because they just feel burnt out, because they've been working super intensely for the past 5-10 years making content, and it's really easy to burn out. There is definitely benefits to the regular 9-to-5 job, because it's literally defined from 9 to 5. After 5, you're free. You can do anything you want. If you're a YouTuber, it's like you're working all the time. Even when you're not working, you're still working. There is no defined schedule, which is, if you don't manage it properly, it can be very frustrating. So I would, if you want to dabble in content creation, my advice would be, if you have some free time apart from your main job, try making some videos, try making some content, put some things out there, see if you enjoy it. If you enjoy the process of creation, if you want to live stream, if you enjoy the live streaming, just give it some time, do it for a while, and see if you enjoy doing it like as a hobby. And if that's the case, then maybe you can start being more serious about it and actually try to grow, like actively grow. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, would be, well, I'm assuming you're, I can only give advice on gaming channels because that's the only kinds of channels I've had so far. I would say the best way to grow is to pick a game and try to build become a YouTuber known for a certain game at first. And the kind of videos you want to make if you want to grow your channel are tips, certain advice, certain instructional videos, not not gameplay. I learned this lesson the hard way. When you're just starting out, nobody cares about gameplay. People want to get value from a video. You need to give people something useful for their time. And then they might subscribe to your channel and grow to like you as a person. And when you build a big enough community, from giving them useful and like very specific high quality information, after you build a certain amount of subscribers, most of those people will most likely discover that they enjoy your content no matter what it is, but it takes time. And at certain point, you might start considering branching out and make playthrough, gameplay kinds of videos when you already have a certain following that like follow your channel for your personality. But when you're just starting out, people would usually not even click on just a simple gameplay of a random person playing a random game. But if you offer them something that they want, for example, they're looking for a specific answer for a specific question, for example, how to make star coins in Disney Dreamlight Valley, they're more likely to click on video that says this is the best money making method in Disney Dreamlight Valley versus doing Merlin Quest for the first time, because they already did Merlin Quest. Why would they care to see you do it unless they already know you from some other video that brought them value before? I don't know. I'm just rambling. I feel like I need to make a whole separate video on it. But basically, yeah, try to offer people value with your content. And I'm not saying that after a while you just stop offering value, but I'm just saying you can be more, like you can have more choices in terms of what content you want to make, because not all content has to bring value. Some content is just pure entertainment. Anyway, let's move to the next question. I hope I answered this. I don't know. It's a very difficult question to ask. What is your biggest dream? Oh my God. Apart from whatever is probably everybody's dream, is to live long, be healthy, have a happy family. I don't know. I always, when I was a kid, I was dreaming of having a house. Living in a house where I could have a backyard, maybe even a pool, maybe have a basement where I like playing table tennis. It's my favorite sport. I'm sure there's a question there about sport, and here is the answer. Table tennis, my favorite sport. I'm pretty good at it, and I love playing it, and my wife also likes playing it, but we don't have anywhere to play around our area. So if we had a house, we could have a table in the basement potentially, or in the backyard. In a small apartment, it's just not possible. There's just not enough space for a ping pong table. Like, my office is set up in a pantry. There's no windows. It's a tiny little room, and I have a bunch of boxes and shelves around me that are covered with a green screen so you don't see it. There's definitely no space for table tennis. I feel like I've always lived in tiny places. When I first came here, I was renting a room, and the room had a bed, and that bed took literally half of the room. Like, you enter the room and you see the bed that covers like the whole second half of the room, and it had like a little desk and a dresser. And yeah, it was tough. Had to share the whole apartment with people you didn't know. And then I moved to another room, and then another room. I've been living in like rooms for a while until I finally got an apartment, which was about 5 years ago. Anyway, that's not the point. Is I want a house. I want to live. I want to have space. I feel like I've been cramped in living all my life, and I want to have a house in the future with a backyard. I want to have a nice garden. I want to have a basement where I can have maybe a little gym set up, or like a little room, like a media room to watch movies, to play games. It's tough. I've checked the prices on houses, and especially in New York area, it's just it's just not possible. But the problem is it's going to be really hard for us to move from New York because my wife is fully certified as a teacher in New York State. If we move states, she'll have to go through the whole licensing certification process again. So that's going to be really tough. But we'll see how it goes. And also my dream is to have a game that is going to become very popular and a lot of people would like it and it wouldn't have too many bugs. I still don't know what kind of game. Probably some kind of either survival or cozy farming sim game, but like with some special twist. I still don't know, but it is my dream to have a fully finished, full-blown game that people will enjoy. That was a lot of dreams. And also, yeah, once again, have a family. That's probably coming pretty soon since not getting any younger. Gotta start thinking about that. Anyway, let's move to the next question. 14. Do you hope to always be a gaming content creator? Wow, this video is going to be like an hour long. I hope you enjoy the sound of my voice, because if you don't, too bad. Plan or hope? That's an interesting question. I didn't plan this to begin with, but I do like playing games, and if I can make a living playing games, then yeah, I would like to keep doing that. That would be awesome. I don't know about the always part. I definitely don't see myself quitting on my on my own free will anytime soon. I could see myself being like in my 50s and still streaming some cool cozy games on this channel. That would be pretty cool. What I do hope at certain point in the future is that I do want to be more of a variety creator. Like I like making content, and sometimes I don't want to just play games. Maybe in the future I'll be able to branch out and have some vlogs, or maybe do some challenges or do some other fun stuff. Like I'm really jealous of content creators who can literally do anything on their channel and people would still watch them because they just have a cool personality. I don't know if I have a cool enough personality to be that kind of a creator, but maybe one day. I do enjoy gaming though, and I definitely hope that it will be possible for me to keep doing this and be able to support me and my family for long term. We'll see how it goes. Definitely hope, but you never know what life is going to throw at you. Question number 15. Oh, that's the last one. Guys, we are gonna finish this video before 1 hour. That's convenient. Final question. Oh, I actually already answered this one. Do you play other games than cozy ones? All right, so let's talk about my recent gaming career. A few games that I've been playing a lot has been, well, obviously Oxygen not included. That game I play a lot. A few other games that I enjoyed a lot that I've never... I mean, I made videos on these games. I've played... well, the ones not from this channel would be Rocket League. I used to play Rocket League every day until I realized that I'm never gonna get good at it, so I stopped. At some point, I've been playing Fortnite, like years ago. I've been playing Apex Legends. I've been playing Sims... No, I actually haven't played Sims 4. Did I play Sims? I feel like I played Sims 4 maybe for like an hour. I still don't know much about it. I played Valheim. I spent many hours in Valheim. Such a cool game. Let me check my list. I do play some mobile games, but those are mostly for my other channel. There's actually... I'm just realizing I didn't play that many games. Yeah, probably Oxygen not included is the only one I play occasionally every once in a while. Don't really have much time to play games. I keep expanding my game library. I keep getting those free games from Epic Game Store. I did buy a bunch of games during Steam sale. I don't know why. Why on earth did I think I would have time to play any of these games? They just lure you in with these beautiful sale prices, and then like now you gotta play them. But when? When am I gonna play them? I don't know. Anyway, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll go on like a streaming marathon where I play one game from my stream, from my Steam list that I've never played before for a month. Every day a new game for a whole month. Wouldn't that be fun? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, guys, these are all the questions we got. I hope you enjoyed this 1 hour long video. I can't believe it. I thought it was going to take like 20 minutes to go through all these questions. Hope you learned something new about me today. And 30 years old, man. Just to summarize this video, I want to say huge thanks to every single person who watches my videos, who watches this channel. You help me keep doing what I'm passionate about, what I enjoy doing a lot, and I'm so happy with how the channel has been growing this whole year. It's been an incredible journey, and I hope it's just the beginning. I'm here for the long haul, so I hope you as well. If you want to see part 2, I think I'm gonna do part 2 when we reach, let's say, 50,000 subscribers. Do you think can we do this by the end of this year? The goal for 2024 is to reach 50,000 subscribers. And if that happens, I will do part 2 for a Q&A and maybe even reveal my real name. Fancy. Better click the subscribe button now. Thank you so much, guys. I'll go eat some cake. And I'll see you tomorrow, as usual. And then the day after tomorrow. And then every single day for years. Now, isn't that fun? Goodbye.